Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because by popular demand, I've got Drayton Nay, the real estate wholesaler. I am in the Las Vegas area at one of his flips. And we're going to talk real estate, the state of real estate, and where it's going. So, Drayton, thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Let's talk a little flipping.
Okay. So,
you're in one of my favorite flips right now.
Okay.
And you're in one of my favorite flips because, and I haven't showed you the pictures yet, but the pictures of this house, this, in wholesaling, as you know, we get distressed properties. This house really defined distressed when we got this house. But we did what good, flippers do. We opened it up. We put in everything new, and we did some, I don't know, I guess I would say some special things that you just don't typically see.
This is super cool. I love what you do at your personal touches. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on the video also. But here's something that you do, okay, is that you are a real estate wholesaler. And in this economy, you don't buy traditionally. You are out searching. You're out searching neighborhoods, and you have an area that you work in. And it can take.
It's really funny because when I do what's called neighborhood wholesaling. In other words, I look for three main things when I pick an area or I choose an area to wholesale: location, volume, and price. I'm looking for good locations with high volume that are in the price range where myself and my investors want to be. So three things you should really remember is LVP, location, volume, and price. And once you find that, and some people say to me, what do you mean by volume? I mean people buying and selling in that particular zip code, because I go by particular zip codes because I don't know about you, Dan, but I can't remember every zip code in Las Vegas. But what I can do is pick out 3 or 4 and get to know those locations extremely well and put my people on the ground in those locations. And we find out information that is just not readily available. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Did you want?
No. Go ahead. I know how you do this, and I'm just thrilled that you're going to be sharing this with everybody.
Okay. Awesome. Let me share to you what just happened 5 minutes before Dan got here. Because I'm going to throw Dan under the bus a little bit here. But
you look incredibly tall. You look giant tall compared to me. 5'10", nothing.
You're not allowed to cut this out, by the way. No, you're not allowd to cut this out. Okay. I'm slowly starting to spread my legs. But I want you to know, this is true. This is true. 5 minutes before he got here. And I'm throwing him under the bus because he was late.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went up to the store. And I got him a Monster to drink because I said, well, he's going to be a few minutes late. I'll go run up and do a Monster. And when I was in there, someone came up to me and said, hey, I've seen you walking around our neighborhood. And I said, yeah, I walk around your neighborhood quite a bit. And he goes, do you see the building behind me? I said, yeah, that abandoned building that's been sitting there kind of, empty looking. He goes, yeah, my father's in the hospital. He owns that and 3 other homes, and he's in the hospital, and he's looking to sell. Would you be interested in buying? That literally happened 5 minutes before Dan got here.
Wow.
So I got his name, his number. The son even gave me the hospital that he's at. And we're going to sit down as soon as he gets out of the hospital, and we're going to talk about not only the mini office complex, but the 3 houses that he has for sale here as well. So There's a perfect example of just figuring out the neighborhood.
Drayton has been in the real estate business since the 70s, since he was a kid.
75.
75. And he's going to be pushing 60. Okay? So he looks great.
See, I threw him under the bus.
No, but I just want to emphasize that because his expertise is second to none. And the thing that he truly believes in is that you should not hire a real estate agent. You should not hire a listing agent. You should list your property on your own with the MLS. It's less than $300 to do that.
$300.
And you should do it on your own.
And the thing that people don't know is yes, I have a course. But that's not what I'm spitting out here because I can give you numerous examples of people that I've helped just recently. Woman in Dallas just sold her $1 million house. Took us 10 days. Okay? And how much did I charge her? That's right, nothing. So if you need help, I'm here to help you. I want people to learn how to do FSBO. I want to set people free and be able to do it on their own. What better sense of accomplishment is there when you've done the work yourself and you save that money yourself? We're talking about what, 40, 50, sometimes $60,000?
Yeah, 3% listing, 3% selling. Oh, we'll give you a deal. We'll do it for 2.5%, and they're going to stick a cool sign in front of the house.
They're not going to do anything any different. And like I was just sharing with Dan before we even decided to do this, I wanted to share with Dan some of the things I do, and I'm going to share with his audience right now. I'm going to share with you some of the things I do so that you know how to sell your home a little bit more easier. And the number one thing I do that Dan absolutely loves is I put a big security iron gate around my entire property.
Now, before the video ends, I'll tour the house that's in construction and being worked on right now. But one thing about this is that he does things as a wholesaler that are absolutely amazing. When he takes on a house, he does it from head to toe. It is beautiful, but he also stages the house for sale as if a family is living there. In fact, the last house that you staged, I had people write me, go, that's somebody's residence.
No,
that's
staged.
ridiculous. And it was so staged to look like the kids were playing in the backyard, and it was absolutely amazing.
And they haven't seen the backyard here yet. Oh, wait till you see that. But the number one thing I want to make sure of is security. And then once I know they have security, then I want to pay attention to certain things that I know a woman will like and a man will like. So, for example, as he'll tell you, I finish garages like no one else. I pay particularly attention to how the garage is finished, so that when a guy or even some women go out into the garage and may they be tinkers or they may be repair. I'm not saying all women are, some women don't do that as well. But I want you to know, I give them their individual space. And then when we walk into the bedroom, you didn't expect a closet like that, did you?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But that's the other thing, is you do appliances that are top notch.
Oh, brand new.
And they're brand new.
Brand new.
And they're stainless steel and the washer and dryer. And it's head to toe. But the thing,
as a matter of fact, I got to cut you off because there's a pitcher in the freezer, and I don't know how to use it.
Oh wow!
So you pull out a pitcher, and I guess it's for fresh water. But how does the water not freeze?
Cool. Yeah,
but I guess it's 2024. It's brand new, state of the art. So we're going to learn together how to use the. If you know us. If you know how to use that picture in the Samsung refrigerator, leave a comment below and let us know how to use the fancy little picture that's in the freezer.
The idea with this is to have a house that is absolutely turnkey, that you could move in and start the party right away. And that is a family house. And you do things that, I love this. You don't rely on the real estate. You don't rely on the realtors. You go out and search the properties yourself, but you
and that's another thing that I do is I prep the community, because you have to understand, a lot of times, I would say 1 out of every 3 houses that I sell. In this particular case, this house as well. You just met the guy across the street whose sister wants this house. And that's my point to you. Oftentimes, your home buyer is in your own neighborhood, and they just simply have to know about it.
This is the nicest house in the street.
Oh yeah.
When it's done, it will be a showpiece, and it's just fantastic. But you do things like you told me it takes months sometimes for you to go out and find the right property.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you will
because like I said, with neighborhood wholesaling, what you're really doing is you're literally going out and experiencing the neighborhood and talking to people and shaking hands and getting to know the people in the community. Just like I just met that gentleman at the gas station, and he's introducing me to his father, who owns 3 houses. He's now sick. So you can see how things, and then once I get the house, I oftentimes, you haven't seen my signs yet, but I often put up a 4 by 4 foot sign with my face on it.
That's great.
And I do that because the next time I go to someone's house in the neighborhood and they're thinking of selling, they see this face and they go, I've seen you before. Yeah. I've seen you a lot before.
Guys, it's totally, this works. This is the extra effort. But, one thing you talk about is how real estate is taking a downturn. And because of the way you buy things at a really drastically reduced price.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because everybody asks me that. They say, why are you so down on real estate? And I said, well, I'm not so much down on real estate as I am, be careful when you're buying retail. I don't buy retail. I buy houses at a huge discount because sometimes I'm putting $200,000 into a house and I'm taking a huge risk.
Yeah, and your partner is also, you have a construction partner that has access to all these people that can help you with this, which is
Absolutely.
what you guys need to look at, because so many people think, well, I'm really handy, I could fix this stuff. You do this with speed. You do this with speed, precision, and it's beautiful. And this is done quickly. And the last one, I think, was just over 60 days of construction time before it was.
And we made $160,000 on that deal.
Wow. And again, people will write and say, oh, why is it okay for him to make that kind of money, but other realtors can't? The idea of buying at a retail level, if houses looked like this, it would be a different story. If you were getting something that was at a tremendous deal like this, it would be a different
story.
I've
gotten a house before at 645 and put 200,000 into it and sold it for 1.7.
Wow.
So I mean, wholesaling is not an exact science. Sometimes you have to be able to look at a property, look what you can do to the property to bring out its ultimate value. Because let me give you an example. This house right here is not a very large house. He'll tell you it's not small. A very large house.
There's no way it's 1,300 square feet.
No, it's not even 1,300 square feet. But when you see the entire video, when you see the entire front yard, the home itself, and then the backyard, you're not going to feel like you're living in 1,200 square feet. You're not going to feel like that at all.
Yeah, it's amazing. But let's hit something that's really important, is that we're seeing areas that are under collapse right now. Last month, regular residential real estate fell at 18.9%, 19% off in sales year over year.
Well, that's nothing. Wait till we get the numbers this month and next month. July and August. I mean, I did a TikTok. I mean, some of you might know me from TikTok, but I did
140,000.
160,000 though. Yeah.
Pardon me. He corrected me twice already. I'm sorry I didn't have that number. I'm going to slap upside my head for that. 160,000 subscribers. But the thing about this is that home buying season is over with, guys. It is off right now because people are at summer. It's vacation
17
time.
days until school starts here in Las Vegas. 17 days.
Wow.
And like I just said on my TikTok, I just said August and September, I think we're going to see a 30-year low in sales in homes across the country.
Wow.
30-year low. That's huge.
It is huge. And again, I love bold statements like that because we go back and look at that and it's dropping month over month. And you're going to have some areas that are still doing good. And hey, it's
believe me, I hear from the people from New Jersey, from Boston.
What about Florida?
And certain sections of Florida. But year to date, just so you know, Fort Lauderdale, for example, is down 10%. In 1 year.
That's a crash, guys.
Yeah, that's a crash. 10% in 1 year is a crash. So do with that as you may.
But the other thing is, I'm like you, where I go on Zillow and I go on all the other sites and I look at what's for sale right now, and the number of houses are just, they're growing each week.
But the thing I just, and I got to, because I'm sure your audience is inundated with, there's no inventory. There's no inventory. I don't know what people are talking about, but this is what I said. This is what I said on my TikTok. I said this.
Hey, I want to take a break from my video with Drayton right now to talk to you guys about something I'm very proud of, and that is Real Estate Foreclosure Pro. The Economic Ninja and I got together with a lifelong friend of mine, Doug, who is a foreclosure expert, and he's a little different than everybody else. He runs the foreclosure auction. If you'd like to get educated on buying foreclosures and learning that entire process, now is the time to do it. And now's never been better, just because as the course is completed, there is an 80% discount right now where you can get the course for $199 right now. Use the link below or go to realestateforeclosurepro.com and sign up today for $199. This will end very soon. But if you'd like to get educated on how to buy foreclosures, how to research foreclosures, take a look at this today.
This. Imagine you had 10 people and you walk into a cookie store and there are 100 cookies. You have enough inventory for 10 people, do you not? 100
Right.
cookies, 10 people, you have enough.
Right.
Let's cut the inventory in half. Let's cut it in half. Now we only have 50 cookies, but there's only one customer walking through the door. Yes, we have less inventory, but there's only one customer. That's what's going on in real estate. Am I wrong?
Absolutely. And the other thing is the interest rates. So everybody hears, oh, interest rates are 6.8%. Oh, they dropped to 6.6%. You have to have gold credit. You have to have perfect everything.
820.
820 FICO scores. Now, here's the other thing that I get a kick out of is that people think that everybody's going to qualify for that. And remember the change of circumstances over the last year. People that lost their job, people that got their hours cut. Things change. And, like you've talked about in the past, people will have to sell. People will get, they'll have to relocate.
Divorce, death.
Members get sick.
All kinds of things happen. Life happens. It's called life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it happens and people have to move.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with the whole interest rate is, I've seen just a couple of my friends that I know how much money they make, and they just got a $680,000 house. They just got it literally a few weeks ago. Dan, there is no, if the slightest thing goes wrong,
yeah,
they don't have the money.
It's a depreciating asset.
They don't have the money.
And we've seen this again in the past, and those of us that are old enough to remember this, it's bad. And what's going to happen is I'm just convinced that this time it's going to be worse, just because you're going to add the high interest rates into it. You're going to add the problem with people losing their jobs, the layoffs, the lack of business.
And yeah, but there's one thing I want to add, because this is something you and we hear it all the time. Well, when interest rates go down, oh my gosh, Barbara Corcoran or whatever said, oh, when interest rates go, Barbara knows better. She knows better. I mean, where was everybody in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12? Prices in real estate kept going down, didn't they? And what were interest rates doing? Yeah, they were going down the whole time. So why weren't prices shooting up if that's what happens? You're listening to people who have not been in the business very long. And they haven't seen everything.
Barbara's been in it forever. That's the thing.
Yeah, but she has a stake in buying a house.
She owns New York. I mean, she is huge. And I'm shocked again. What's wrong with waiting? What's wrong with being cautious? What's wrong with getting a deal? What's wrong with doing your homework? Because again, you don't just buy flips. I know you have people that contact you, look at this house, rejected.
Oh, I reject 9 out of 10.
Right. And I know that because I rejected 2 more today. Because you're on speed dial as far as texting. But, people need to understand that the homework that goes into this, the construction that goes into this.
I mean, you're talking about literally hundreds and hundreds of hours spent with people on the ground. And I cultivate things called VIPs, because, see if this makes sense to you. In every neighborhood, there seems to be 1 or 2 households that know everything that's going on in the neighborhood.
I call those Gladys Kravitz from Bewitched.
Okay, well, I call them my VIPs. That's what I call them.
Anyways, Drayton's Army, Drayton's VIPs, okay, these people are boots on the ground. And this is a great marketing ploy. And again, when it comes to, marketing without money, even though you pay these people money, it's a very inexpensive cost.
I give them a $50 gift card every month, and they get $1,000 if they bring me a house. So let me ask you a question. If a realtor was to dare go into one of my neighborhoods passing out a card, what do you think my VIP host would do in that area? Bye-bye to that card.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's effective. It's a very effective marketing tool. And let's take a second. Let's walk through the house real quick, and let me show you what he's done so far, even though the house isn't complete. So let's walk through the house together. And first thing that you will notice with all of Drayton's properties is that he built a very secure entryway. And this is a real big deal. And like he said, he wants everybody to be secure and sealed from the neighborhood. And you can see the construction. The house is not finished yet. They are still working on this. They just did the epoxy floor in the garage. Brand new hot water heater. He does the appliances that are first rate, but absolutely amazing. Entryway, couple of small bedrooms. He is not a fan of carpet by any means. Hates carpeting. So what he does is he gets these tiles that look like wood. They are beautiful. Really nice. Nice little kitchen. Working on everything right now. Then you've got the master bedroom and back, which is a great selling point because it's away from the kids. So not particularly a huge house, but just really nice. Now let's walk out in the backyard. Guys, it's blazing out here today. It's 117 degrees out here right now. Okay? But the backyard is beautiful. Look at this. Entertainment area, patio cover, shade, the above ground pool, kids area. Just really, really cool. I love the trampoline. I think that's just great. But nice big lot. Really big, really spacious. And again, we will come back out here when he gets this thing all done in a month or so. And I'll show you guys the house when it's finished. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, the place is not done. And again, he will invite me back when it's completed.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's smart with that. Now, Drayton is on TikTok. And for those of you that are not on TikTok, he has 160,000 subscribers. And I know that by heart.
He got it right. He got it right.
Now, he is starting his own YouTube channel August 1st. So please be on the lookout. And I will make sure that Drayton is mentioned and that I'll tell you guys when he goes live on YouTube. But again, guys, the homework and the diligence, this is what people don't want to do. People don't want to sit there and do the hard work to go look for a property, to go out and to knock on doors, talk to people. We've talked about foreclosures. We talked about getting deals. You can spend too much money on everything right now. Go do it. Go buy a new car. Go spend too much. Go give them $10,000 over ask. Go buy an overpriced house. Go buy that depreciating asset. But if you buy something that you're getting a tremendous deal on, that's fantastic. And I'm going to get people still freak out. Why is it different for him? Because if he can get a house that's $250,000 under market, $200,000, even $100,000 under market, and he can do the math and it can pencil out and he can sell that house fast, that's it. You're not going to pay, you know, you'll list on the multiple listing service. You may pay a
well, I mean,
buyer's
just so everybody understands, I keep no secret. I mean, I have a book that lays out exactly what I do. And I tell people when I do, you know, speaks and talk to people, to talk to groups and stuff like that, I tell everybody my secret. We go out and walk the pavement and we go door to door, neighborhood to neighborhood, person to person. It's all on relationships. I go where the people are and I talk. That's the secret.
So thank you again. You guys check out Drayton Nay on TikTok and soon to be on YouTube. But again,
please.
I will have his contact information down there. He's the best. And we tried to get each other connected with each other, and because of personal things, we couldn't at the end of the year. We finally got connected this year and became fast friends. But he is really one of my go-to guys for real estate in Vegas, but he has his hand on the pulse. And he knows the entire country and the problems that we're seeing, you know, in Florida. People keep telling you about Florida.
And everybody thinks I'm picking on Florida, and I guess I am a little bit. I don't know if you know, but I've lived in Sarasota. I've lived in Hollywood.
No,
I lived in Delray. And you know, let's not confuse Florida today with 20 years ago.
We can do a 2-hour video today because he'll sit there and say, "Dan, these are areas where the houses are 1,100 square feet and they're selling for $1 million." He knows neighborhoods, he knows communities, he knows school districts, he knows everything that we talk about on this channel. How you need to investigate the neighborhood before you move in.
Absolutely.
So with that, but again, thank you for being here, brother.
Oh.
And onward and upward, guys. Like, subscribe, and send a message. Hello at iAllegedly. But let me know what you guys think about it.
iAllegedly.
Okay.
Let's go.